Tomorrow we have a game against Monaco in the UCL. And well, that means that today there was press conferences. Mbappe had a press conference with Arbeloa. Now, before I tell you what Arbeloa said, I'm gonna tell you what Mbappe said. Now, before they answer questions, talked about the victims of the train crash in Cordoba. But then after that, you had Mbappe talking about Monaco and how they're not on the best run right now, but how in Europe they know how to hold their own and compete as a top level team. And he says we have to play aggressively from the start, go after them, and we want to win the game to be among the top 8. It's an important match against tough opposition, but we're playing at home. Then they asked him about the booing at the Bernabeu. Mbappe said he understood the fans because before he was a footballer, he was a young guy who watched football, who was critical and gave his opinion. And he said it's the only opportunity for the fans and Madridistas to get to express themselves. Now he also says if the fans are going to boo, they should boo the whole squad, not just a few players. We're all playing poorly. Madridistas are angry, but I'm sure they get behind us again. Jeers aimed at Vinny Jr. Mbappe said that it's not Vinny Jr.'s fault. The whole squad is to blame. And he said that Vinny is just like you and me. He's a human being, and that it's normal to be affected when people speak negatively about you. Now he also said that Vinny's a fantastic player. He's an incredible man, and that he's lucky to know him and very fond of him, and that as a team we have to protect him better so that he's not in the position of being alone against everyone, because when he's at his best, he's one of the best in the world. Now if you're enjoying the video so far, just like the video so I know, and if you want to stay updated with Real Madrid news, just follow. Advice for Vinny: I'm not Vinny, he says. You have to ask him if you want. Again, he said I'm not him, I have no advice to give him. Now Mbappe said the only thing that is my responsibility is to look after him, protect him, and do everything to make him feel good and happy. When Vinny is happy, he's a completely different player. And they asked if Mbappe has spoken to Brahim. He said no. He said I spoke with Hakimi and I've been able to find out a little about what happened. He said it's a difficult time and it's something that he's experienced as well. Right now our focus is on trying to help him recover, supporting him and giving him all our love. He asked if he's spoken with Xavi Alonso, and Mbappe said I spoke with him the day the news broke out. They talked about life and what's going to happen next. And they asked about his relationship with Xavi. He said there are a lot of things said that are ultimately true. I don't think that's right. Our job is to accept it, but when I have the opportunity to speak, I do so. We have to keep quiet and do our talking on the pitch. And then he goes on to say that he's going to be a fantastic coach, and that he had a wonderful relationship with him. He liked how he viewed the game. He's a coach who's obsessed with the game and with the details, and that he knows a lot about modern football. Now it's a decision by the club and that we have to respect it. And then he says we're going to support Arbeloa. We're going to give it our all to ensure things go well for both Arbeloa and Real Madrid. Then Mbappe said this about Real Madrid fans who believe journalists. They're at home listening to journalists who say some things that are true and others that are false. Sometimes when they're false, it's bad for us because they believe it and come here with those ideas in their heads. I understand the boost and the frustration. Our job is to do a great job in order to rebuild a big family that is Real Madrid. And then they asked about the past week. Mbappe said it hasn't been an easy week. Now he also said we have to keep fighting for all titles. Tomorrow the most important thing is the Champions League. We're going to fight until the end. We're going to show that as a team we can compete and that we're ready to win all the titles we have left this season. And they asked, did he force his knee injury to play in the Super Cup final? Mbappe said, do I have to comment on everything the French journalists say? He said he traveled because I always want to play in every match, whether it's good or bad. Now he said the club and I made a plan for me to return to the Super Cup, and it wasn't possible against Atleti. He said it was tough for me to stay here and watch my teammates play and compete. I wasn't ready to play in the final. The manager told me to go and support the team, which is perfectly normal in such an important match. And he said I tried to play as much as I could. It didn't go to plan because we didn't win, but now I'm back to help the team and do things right. Bellingham. We all react the same way. Nobody doubts Jude Bellingham's quality. He has incredible potential when he's fit. He's undoubtedly one of the best players in the world. And lastly, he talked about his time at Monaco. He said it was amazing. I was able to fulfill many of my dreams. It wouldn't have been possible to be here if it hadn't been for Monaco. I learned so much and developed as a player. And honestly, a stroke of light for me to be at that club because they gave me so much to help me achieve my dream of being a professional player. And I'll never forget it. Now, with all that being said, let me know what you guys think.